To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. We're going to attack first, and I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand. But Israel was ready, and we were ready.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that. And this is a terrorist government. This is a terroristic regime. And we are seeing them conduct terrorism using nation-state elements, using weapons like missiles and one-way attack. Why does Iran want that ballistic missile capability? What they are trying to do and have been trying to do for a very long time is build a conventional weapons capability as a shield where it can hide behind.
Well, they have to explain why they started this aggression before we come to the point to even consider a ceasefire. Of course, nobody wants to continue this war. This is not our war. This is not the war of our choice. This is imposed on us by the United States, by Israelis. They have, started this war unprovoked, unwarranted, illegally. And what we are doing is legal act of self-defense, and we have every right to do that.
Hello viewers, lots of things are happening in the Middle East right now. In the wake of the new war on Iran, started by Israel and USA, in the Middle East region. We have seen so many reactions all around the world. Even in India, people are split between who is our friend, who is our enemy, whom to support and all. Strictly speaking, the war zone is not too far away from India. Iran blocked the Strait of Hormuz, leading to handicap of the oil trade across the globe, because Strait of Hormuz handles about 20 to 25% of global oil trade, and that particular Strait of Hormuz is about 1500 kilometers from Indian west coast. So we are not far away from the war zone. Yes, indeed, the distance between the war zone and India is almost equivalent to the distance between Hyderabad and Delhi, because we need to understand geopolitics to understand this particular war, regarding how should Indians react, and what should we expect from this war as a final outcome, and how should we acclimatize to the ultimate outcomes of this particular war. To be clear, what all you have read in your school's history classes is yesterday's geopolitics. Once upon a time, there was a war. Once upon a time, there was a peace pact. All these were the geopolitics during that period of time. And in current scenario, yes, USA attacking Venezuela, the Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Gaza conflict, Operation Sindoor, Iran-Israel-USA war are all the present day geopolitics, and these will be history classes for our future generations. Let's take the example of the ongoing Iran-Israel war. Who is fighting and who is helping who? One side is the Israel and one side is Iran. USA is clearly with Israel. But is it true friendship? Suppose if Israel wins the war, do you think USA will simply hand over the territory of Iran to Israel and walk away? No, it definitely expects something as a return of the investment it has put in this particular region since the build-up of the war, which could be more than 50 billion US dollars till date, according to the experts. What about the other members in the region? There is a NATO member in the Middle East, that is the Turkey. Iran launched a ballistic missile on 4th March. Yes, it was intercepted, but do we see it as a war against NATO? All the NATO countries, should they support Israel? Even Turkey is maintaining a stance of neutrality at present. Turkey condemned both the killing of Khamenei, a sovereign leader of Iran, as well as Iran's retaliation. So Turkey is trying to be neutral. Why? Because there are a lot of ethnic groups in the Middle East region. All these ethnic groups have a violent history, and triggering any one of these ethnic groups can completely lead to a turmoil in the region. Perhaps Turkey is not ready for it yet. Iran attacked US allies all around the region Bahrain, Saudi, UAE, Qatar, and blocked the Strait of Hormuz. They proved one particular thing having USA as a protector cannot protect you from everything. You need to have certain indigenous defense capabilities. And who is with Iran? Behind the screens, no doubt there is Russia and China backing up Iran and helping them out. But do you think they will fight for Iran on the ground? They have their own games in their backyards. And the other part of the West, the Europe, is split. France sent warships for defense. United Kingdom is staying away from the war. Spain's reaction is relatively pro-Iran and has refused to help USA. So the superpower says Israel started the war and they had to get involved in the war. A very clear tactic to push the blame on Israel. But what happened to Donald Trump's peacekeeping claims? Will this war affect his journey to the Nobel Prize for Peace? You can give your opinion in the comment section whether Trump should get Nobel Peace Prize or not. I feel USA did a mistake by killing an old aged cancer survivor, that is Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran, who is the Shia supreme leader. Killing him made him a martyr, and he is more than a hero among the Shia Muslims now. USA seems unclear about the regime change yet. Iran is not backing down. USA is already stretched out with conflicts at various regions in the world. Do you think USA can drag on this war months together if Iran keeps fighting? See, the costs are going to go up. Already, USA has invested more than 50 billion US dollars, let's say, till date. The oil prices are rising. If the war is not ending, USA may have to invest double or triple the amount in the coming months. It's all because all these modern day wars which were fought didn't seem to end in a week. They dragged on for months and years together. Donald Trump is having midterm elections in this year. Do you think he can finish off the Iran task before that? That's the two sides of a coin for USA in this particular war. At present, it doesn't seem everything is going good for them. They are losing money, they are losing radars, they are moving back ships, and they are losing the belief of US supremacy among its allies because they are getting attacked by Iran on daily basis. And China is indirectly supporting Iran in this particular war. It is relatively passive. It is supplying Iran with arms, defense information, maybe satellite information, and all. But I don't think China will ever get into the war in this particular region because China is really far away from the Middle East. Geographically, it's a blunder if China gets involved in this war. Middle East region is very far away from the China sphere of influence. But do you think China might see this particular war as an opportunity to attack on Taiwan? It needs to be seen. China is expected to take on Taiwan in very near future. But now, in this particular situation with US already overstretched with its defense resources in many regions of the world and asking even Ukraine to send certain war infrastructure to face Iran, they may see it as an opportunity to attack on Taiwan. Yes, oil prices are high, but I don't think China's reserves will get empty anytime soon. They were buying Russian oil, very immensely huge amount of Russian oil and keeping it for reserve, maybe to start a new war. But on the other hand, China's internal brass, we don't know who are all the army generals left after China President Xi Jinping's internal cleanup machine started. Like I said, it needs to be seen. It is food for thought. Of late, India is boasting of its multi-alignment policy. It's really a big test for the multi-alignment policy of India. On one side, India recently condemned the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme Islam Shia leader. On the other side, there is an issue with Iranian naval ship Dana getting blasted up by US submarine in the Indian Ocean. After that, there is another Iranian naval ship which was granted to dock at Kochi port. Entire war started a couple of days after the Indian Prime Minister Modi's visit to Israel, and even a US submarine is lurking around in the Indian Ocean region. It appears like India is sailing with its 2 feet on two different boats. Indian government is not really saying anything much about the war. Maybe it's better to stay silent for some time rather than to get involved in this war. But one thing is common between India and Iran. We both have a common neighbor, is the terrorist nation that is Pakistan. But Pakistan is murky enough. It gets into bed with USA, China, Turkey, Iran, UAE, and also Israel. Pakistan is like an illicit profession. It gets into bed with anyone for money. Remember this one thing: if there is a regime change in Iran, it's going to be worse for India than facing the present Iran. Just imagine what if there is a bigger Pakistan on the west of the Pakistan. We need to face two Pakistans at once, and Iran is really strong, unlike Pakistan. In this particular situation, we have nothing against Israel, and we have almost nothing against Iran too. It's not that we get along with Israel all the time. There is another conflict where India and Israel on the opposite sides. The Armenia Azerbaijan episode is for another day. Turkey is like Pakistan's stepbrother. Israel is working with Turkey in spite of having conflicts with Turkey itself. Israel knows this rule number one. They never see anyone as clear friend or enemy. You need not see them two as one. And guess who is with us helping Armenia against Azerbaijan? It's Iran. Even Iran too. Verbally, they may say many things. Israel may call us friend. Previously, Khamenei might have commented something on Kashmir. Words doesn't mean everything. Actions are very important. USA attacking Venezuela and taking away Maduro worked well in that particular region. Do you think killing Khamenei would do the same thing and make Iran up for the grabs? Definitely not. For a nation like Iran, when you are killing its leader, you are like essentially bringing all its people together. There is every possibility for them going back and supporting the Khamenei regime. The people involved is based on what is the DNA of the ancestors, how the ancestors reacted to the wars and regime changes. This is the prime reason why people say history repeats itself. Let's take USA. USA is built up by pirates killing the Native Americans. So these pirates, what they do, they grab territory, they loot, they exploit the resources. So what they would need in this particular war as an end result, they would need a puppet US regime which will nod its head for what all US says. It gives USA its resources. It behaves as an assistant to USA in the region. That's what USA wants. Coming to Israel, what the people of Israel would need. Israel is like a ship of Jews traveling in the ocean of Muslims. It is surrounded all around by the Muslim nations. They are very much concerned about themselves, and once Iran is over, they are going to go after some other region. It could be Pakistan, it could be Turkey, it could be someone else. And coming to Iran, Iranian people they fight deep. They don't give up easily, and they are known for U-turns and comebacks. History says Iranians will never get along with too much of anything. Civilization is built upon U-turns. U-turn from Hinduism led to Zoroastrianism. Arabs brought Islam. They took a U-turn into Shia Islam. Were very much a developed nation, helped US and worked hand in hand with Israel before 1979 and again in 1979 took a U-turn into a conservative Islamic country. It sees US as a greater Satan and Israel as its lesser Satan. The current Iran sees Israel as an existential threat and Israel sees Iran in the same way. That means as long as Iran exists, Israel sees it as an enemy. And as long as Israel exists, Iran sees it as an enemy. So, Iran is a land of radical changes and U turns. Our country is too large and too diverse. We have two kinds of people at every stage. One kind of people talk less and work more, the other people talk very much. People worry about the war at our near neighborhood, and for other people, there are lots of other domestic deviations like T20 Cricket World Cup, upcoming IPL, movies, etc. And those who are worried about the war, they are divided into pro Israel and pro Iran. Some debate openly, some debate on social media, debate, but I request you people to stop taking sides in this particular war. The only flag you should salute is to the Indian flag. The only friend of ours is India, not Israel, not Iran. Remember what's rule number one? The world is not black and white. There are no friends and enemies. India is India's only friend. Only then you can truly act with our national interest. Among all these, what will be in the India's interest is the most important thing. This is not a war time for India. India is growing, it's a good thing, but India is having a lot of domestic issues that need to be addressed, that are being sidelined by this war as well as the other domestic events, be it 20 World Cup or IPL or movies or whatever it is. India needs radical reforms in its administration and education system. No one is asking about it. Well, not everything is going bad for India. There is a silver lining too. If India stays undisturbed in this war, it will definitely boost our economy. Why do you think? You see, business needs stability. Look at all the regions in the world. And which region do you think is more stable? The Americas are very much unpredictable, thanks to Trump. Europe has issues like Denmark, Russia Ukraine conflict, migration dumpings, and China's dominance. Middle East, including Gulf, which seemed very peaceful, are affected in this Iran war. We don't know when Pakistan will break up. We don't know when Taiwan will happen and how Southeast Asia reacts to it. We should take the opportunity of this stability to boost our economy. It's very native to India that India reacts best when it is under stress. There is a lot of stress all around the world, and we need to act swift on all these fronts of stress risers we have seen in this decade and learn from them. Signing off, hoping all these stresses will bring the best out of India. Please follow and subscribe and share with your friends and family. Thank you for watching Nothings.